Ladies and weed smokers, Andy here, author of the best Tinder guide on the internet and guy who once tried weed and ended up in the hospital. This is the Kill You're in a Loser show. Let's fucking go. So I want to change, I think I want to change the intro that I'm doing on these videos. I think I want to keep it roughly the same, but instead of saying author of the best Tinder guide on the internet, I want something else in there. I don't know what I want. So if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to leave in the comments and I will go through and read them. I don't know, maybe something, I don't know, what's cool? What's something cool that I do that you guys think would be like the tagline that I could put on these fucking videos? Because I'm a bit sick of saying the best Tinder guide on the internet. So, comments below. I wanted to give you guys a little update on someone, excuse me, great time to fucking die right at the intro of your fucking video. I wanted to do a little update on one of the guys that I did an interview with a couple of weeks or a couple of months ago, Amir. Amir was a coaching client of mine. I had him on the podcast. It was kind of intended to be a coaching testimonial. The whole point of that was, I wrote a bunch of notes and, he was a client of mine, obviously. I was going to get him on there and say, hey, how did your coaching go? Here's what we worked on, blah, 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 blah. If you guys want coaching, hit me up. I offer coaching. And it ended up like twisting into sort of like almost a coaching call. Like I was coaching him. We kind of talked through some of his weed addiction and he felt like he'd fallen off the wagon and gotten back into weed and shit like that. So it was a very interesting fucking like testimonial, so to speak. It wasn't really a testimonial as much as more like a coaching session, which happens sometimes. And if any of you are, maybe you're thinking of doing a YouTube channel or you already have one or you do a podcast or something, if any of you ever do any interviews, a tip that I can probably give you is like, yes, you will have a plan or an agenda of how you want the interview to go. Obviously, like I write notes. I have a fuckload of notes before I do an interview with someone. But the best advice I can give you is let the interview go where it wants to go. And so if you sit down with someone like that interview, could you imagine, because I think it was a pretty interesting podcast overall. Could you imagine if I said to him, like, all right, well, I understand you're back on weed, but can we just talk about, like, how good my coaching is and shit? Like, can we talk about that? It'd be, like, fucking autistic or something. He's like, bro, I'm trying to open up to you about how, like, I'm really struggling with weed and addiction and shit. And, I feel like I've fallen off the wagon, Like, yeah, but can we talk about how good a coach I am? And so that would make shit content. That would be fucking awful for you guys to watch. It wouldn't be particularly nice to him, who's literally opened up and said, hey, look, dude, I'm kind of struggling. So the best advice I can give you, if you ever do any content or you ever do any interviews, let the interview or let the content kind of go the way it wants to go. You'll see that when you sit down with someone, and maybe you've noticed this in the interviews that I do with people, I kind of just like, I will have an agenda, I have notes, I have talking points and stuff I want to talk about. But like, if we go down a tangent or go down a rabbit hole, it's like, bro, we're going to go down that rabbit hole. That shit's interesting. And I think that makes ultimately the best content. Let me know if you guys agree with that. But like, as in if you agree with my content that the interviews are interesting, because I kind of just let them go where they want to go. But anyway, back to someone, and by the way, Joe Rogan is someone that's like pretty decent at that. I think Joe Rogan is probably a good example of someone who like, they just fucking sit there and talk for 2 or 3 hours. I think that's why it's interesting. Anyway, Amir, let's get back on fucking Amir. So he sent me a message or an email, and he basically said, I posted this in the Discord group a couple of weeks ago. So if you don't know what he's talking about, Discord group, anyone who signs up for my coaching, we have like a Discord group that goes along with that. And I tell everyone to go in the fucking group and post in there. There's also a Facebook group, which I manage, but the Discord group is like sort of like separate. It's everyone who's ever done coaching is in that group. And once the 12 weeks of coaching with me is up, I kick them out of the Facebook group, and I obviously say like, hey, I'm not going to coach you anymore, but stay in the Discord group. So the Discord group is like an ongoing, like lifetime. Basically, that was a terrible way of phrasing. You get lifetime access to the Discord group if you do coaching. And so people post their victories and stuff like that. So he basically said, I've posted in this fucking Discord group to all the other coaching clients and all the people, but I thought I'd share this with you, Andy. And so I'm reading this out to you guys here because I thought some of you might be interested to see how he's going. Because, yeah, on that podcast, like, I think maybe you guys would have gotten the same sense that I did as I was talking to him, that he was kind of like feeling a little bit down. And I know Amir, I know the guy, and I think he wanted to come to the thing and do like a great testimonial and be like in a great place. And Andy, man, your coaching is amazing, dude. Like my life is kick ass. But I also know him as someone who's very deeply honest. And I really respected him like coming on the podcast, even when he maybe wasn't in the best like state of mind, or maybe he was, going through a bit of a rut, as he called it. I really respect him and appreciate him coming on. So I thought you guys would want to hear a little update. So he said 14 days. And he, by the way, he posted this to me, like he emailed this to me a couple of weeks ago. I just haven't sat down. So he's actually longer without weed now. But at the time he said 14 days without smoking weed. Fucking awesome. Just had a date with a really cute Indian girl I met at a bar last week. When she's naked, she's hot as fuck. Well, I hope she's not naked in the fucking bar, bro. Although I would fucking respect the balls. If she had the balls to do that, I respect that. She's totally open sexually, and she said she's looking for a friends with benefits before I even brought up the topic. She's down for threesomes. She's done some BDSM stuff, something I'm yet to do myself, but she will be perfect for practice. We didn't fuck today, but we fooled around a lot. Towards the end, she started asking me a bunch of questions about sex. She said she already wants to fuck me, so she had to... So she wanted to give me the rundown on what was going to happen next time. I had no expectations going to the date. In fact, I thought she would probably be reserved sexually. Quite the pleasant surprise. Why is he saying that? I guess because she's Indian. Yeah, by the way, guys, separate tangent here. I'm going to, deviate a little bit, go off on topic. But like, so many times we look at someone, their culture, we go like, Asian girls are the best example. So I've had so many clients that go like, oh, I matched with this girl, she's Asian, but I don't really think I'm going to waste my time because she's probably just going to be conservative. Do you know how many Asian girls I've slept with that have just been like fucking filthy, like fucking disgusting, like girls from Vietnam and China who, by the way, those are very, very, very conservative countries. Very conservative. They don't have sex education. Nobody talks to them about sex. They don't hold hands in public. They don't kiss in public, like, unless you're married or something, even though you don't kiss in public. And so I've met so many girls like that are just fucking nasty, like filthy, because I didn't see them as like culturally conservative or boring. I just treated them like any other girl. And I obviously empathized and, had some understanding of like you come from a less sexually open culture. But I didn't say like, oh, you're probably not going to be sexual. I was like, I'm sexual. Do you want to be sexual with me? And they're like, well, maybe, yeah, I'd like that. Cool, then be sexual with me. So basically what I'm saying is don't dismiss a girl. Don't give her, what's the saying? There's a saying we say in the coaching group. It's like, don't say no for her. Let her say no. What we mean by that is don't write her off as sexually like unavailable or sexually inhibited without even fucking asking her. Don't say no for her. Let her say no. Ask her, would you like to have sex? She might say yes. If she says no, cool, she said no. But don't say no for her. Don't dismiss her before you've even asked. So it looks like this is what he sort of had in his mind. He had this idea of like, oh, she's Indian. She's probably going to be culturally conservative. It's like, no, like not necessarily. Remember that guys make this fallacy where they say, this girl is from this culture or this country, therefore it's not going to work. They're all culturally conservative. It's like, you got to remember, there's some like rebellious people. Do we all fall in line with our culture? I mean, half of you watching are not in line with like mainstream culture. Half of you don't like mainstream culture. I don't particularly love mainstream culture. I don't fit in with the zeitgeist and I don't sit there and watch Netflix and do all the stuff that normies do, right? A lot of you are the same. So wouldn't it stand to reason that a girl from a culturally conservative country could also be a little bit rebellious and could be like, man, I don't like that in China nobody fucks. I don't like that in Vietnam we wouldn't even talk about sex. That's weird to me. I want to go out there, explore some Western culture, especially if you're in a Western fucking country. I want to explore some of that and be more sexually open and sexually liberated. People have always been rebellious against their cultures. So, it's a side tangent, but don't assume that someone's going to be sexually reserved. They might be. Yes, there are going to be more sexually reserved girls from India, China, Vietnam, like all those kind of countries. But don't just assume, don't say no for the girl. Let her say no for you. So I'll keep reading. He said, I also got work done earlier in the day. Yeah, so he struggled a lot with procrastinating. I did more proactive things for my business in an hour than I've done in months. Yep, there's the procrastinating stuff I was telling you about. Thanks to, I don't think I'll read these two names out because I don't know if they're comfortable, although they've been on the podcast. Yeah, whatever. I'm sure they'll be fine. They've been on the podcast. Thanks to Renee and Pal. So those were two of the guys that I did an interview with in my roundtable discussion where I had 4 of my coaching clients and myself, and we sat down. We did like a podcast. So thanks to Renee and Pal. Pal got me to set up a daily morning schedule to get work done. Renee straight up pushed me to call some of my applicants. I'm so fucking grateful. I just had the best day I've had in over 5 months. Fucking shit, fuck shit. Let's fucking go. Going to the gym. I don't know why I said fucking shit, fuck shit. Maybe he's just excited. Going to the gym now. So, I mean, I can make a side little tangent here. This is what I'm talking about. This is one of the, let me toot my own horns. I think one of the coolest things we have of our coaching shit is like the Discord group thing that I said. And like, you know, that they can stay in there for the rest of their life. And so if you think about it, it's like, if you join the coaching, you're literally getting access to like everyone who's ever been my coaching client and everyone who ever will be my coaching client. And you get to network with them. And just like this, you get to talk to Renee and Pal, like some of the awesome fucking dudes that I've had on my podcast. And they will literally push you like this guy. So I think maybe like that's something in my, like when I talk about my coaching, maybe that's something I should push a little more. I don't always necessarily do the best job of advertising my coaching, I don't think. And maybe that's a talking point that's worth more. Because I'm sure for a lot of you, like, just hearing that actually sounds probably more exciting than like, oh, I'm going to do coaching with Andy. Obviously, you're paying me for coaching and shit. Like, that's the main draw. But I think it is probably very appealing. And I'm probably underselling the fact that, yes, you get to talk to Renee and Pal and like, you know, Ed and like all the people that I've ever had on my podcast that have kicked ass. You get to like have them fucking push you. It's almost like you get to meet like minor celebrities. Not that they're celebrities, but you know what I mean? Like they've been on the podcast. Like you guys know some of these people. So maybe I need to like push that a little more. Whatever. I mean, that's a side point. You don't necessarily like marketing yourself, which I guess is what I'm doing when I say like, hey, sign up for coaching. You don't have to be perfect at marketing, just like we don't have to be perfect at like getting laid or, you know, having the perfect body. Like the goal here is to just do a pretty decent job and to improve every single day. And so I see a lot of you like holding back with starting a business or something like that, or starting a YouTube channel or doing coaching. Like some of you want to do coaching, but you hold back because you go, oh, I'm not good at marketing. I'm not good at this. Like I'm literally sitting here telling you that I'm not as good at marketing as I could be. I'm pretty shit at marketing. I am. Like compared to people who actually market properly, I don't really market, do I? I just say like, oh, by the way, guys, I offer coaching. Like, would you like coaching? That's not marketing, is it? I don't have any slick like fucking sales speeches that I give you. I don't like do fucking, like even my testimonials are more like fucking interviews with people, aren't they? To give you guys like interesting content. So the point that I'm making is don't feel like you have to be perfect at marketing. Don't feel like you have to be perfect at anything. I'm not. So yeah, side point. I'll keep reading. So he says, whether or not I was ever in a rut, I'm definitely not anymore. I'm so grateful to you, man. Yeah, so if you guys remember from that interview, and I'll probably leave a link in the description below to that interview that I did with Amir. He talked about how he was in a rut, and he also said that he was in a rut during a lot of my coaching. So probably for like half of it, he said like, oh, I'm in a rut, like this sucks. And I got him to sort of realize like we define, or it's very easy to say like, I'm in a rut right now. Oh my God. Therefore I get to procrastinate. I don't have to take action because I'm in a rut. What's the point of taking action if I'm in a rut? And I drilled it into him and I said like, bro, you're only in a rut in your head. Like you're telling yourself that you're in a rut. That's why you're in a rut. If you just stop saying that and stop saying I'm in a rut, you can pull yourself out of the rut. I even wrote an article like many years ago where I said what to do if you're in a rut. And I literally said, just keep taking action. Stop fucking focusing on the fact that you're in a rut. The rut will pass, but keep taking action. And so it's really just a story that we tell ourselves when we say, I'm in a rut. It's like, that's just a story. It's like a limiting belief. It really is a limiting belief. I'm in a rut, therefore I can't take as much action. Or any action I take won't work out because I'm in a rut. Or I'm in a rut, so therefore I have less motivation. So it's okay for me to sit on the couch and watch Netflix and all of that kind of stuff. And another point that I can drill in is you're always like one day away from being out of a rut. Like you can literally turn it around in one day. It sounds like Amir's basically done that, right? Like where he says, you know, I got work done earlier in the day. I did more things for my business in 1 hour than I've done in months. Does that sound like someone who's in a rut? No. And the only reason that he did that is because he just decided, fuck, maybe I should push myself and take action today. And so we do this thing where we say, I don't feel motivated, or I feel like I'm in a rut, or I don't feel, energized. I don't feel like doing this. And so therefore I'm not going to take action. I will wait until I feel better. I mean, fuck, man, I have this so much with, do you know how many people say like, I want to do coaching with you, Andy, but now's not the right time. That is like the number one fucking objection I get. It's not like, oh, I don't have the money, or it's not this. No, now's not the right time. And they say, I say like, okay, well, when is the right time? And they say, when I feel like it's the right time. It's like you're basically saying, I'm going to wait until my feelings just magically fucking change. Why don't you change the feelings? And the same thing here with Amir's rut. He could sit there and say, well, I don't feel like working on my business because I'm in a rut. Or he could say, in 1 hour, why don't I do more work than I've done in fucking several months? And then I've literally pulled myself. You can't be in a rut while you've just done more work than you've done in 5 months. Those two things are mutually exclusive. And so instead of saying, I'm going to wait until I feel better before I take action, or I'm going to wait till I feel ready, or I'm going to wait till I have a New Year's fucking resolution and then I'm going to start going to the gym, or, yeah, I know I want to go outside and talk to women and I really want to fix my fucking sex and dating life, but, I don't feel motivated yet. Instead of waiting for the fucking motivation, which may never come, by the way, or if it does, it's fleeting. It will just come randomly and you have no choice over it, do you? You don't have a lot of choice over motivation. The one thing you do have a lot of choice over is taking action, doing something right now, going outside. You don't even have to talk to women. Just go outside and walk around and think about talking to women and slowly build up the confidence to maybe say to a couple of women, hey, I like your shoes. Hey, you're really pretty. Hey, you're cute. And then start hitting on them. Apologies for the fucking sniffly nose. Like take action. If you want to start a business or you want to start a YouTube channel, instead of saying, I'll wait till I feel ready or I'll wait till I'm motivated, fucking upload a video right now. Literally just sit in front of the webcam like I am right here. You don't have to have pretty lights like this shit. You don't have to have nice lighting. You don't have to have a good microphone. I didn't at the start, did I? I was fucking shit at the start. Just start. Just do something. Take some goddamn action. If it's going to the gym, just go to the fucking gym. You don't have to work out. Literally, that's what I tell everyone who says like, oh, I want to go to the gym, but I'm too scared, or I don't feel motivated, or I'm just afraid, or whatever. I say, just go to the gym and do nothing. Literally go to the gym, pay fucking $5 or $10 entry fee, or $15 is really expensive here. It's like $20. $20 entry fee. Walk around the fucking gym, look at all the machines and go, I don't know what any of this does and I'm very intimidated. And then go home. Congratulations, fucking success, you went to the gym. The next day, go again, this time stand there for 15 minutes. Stay in the gym for 15 minutes. Just be comfortable staying in the gym for 15 minutes. Go home. The next day, go to the gym for 30 minutes. You don't have to fucking do anything. Literally just sit on a machine and fuck around and do nothing. Stand on the treadmill and just fucking slowly walk. Do that for half an hour, then go home. Congratulations, now you've been to the gym for half an hour. The next day, go again. This time try and stay there for fucking 45 minutes. That's it. If you can just stay in the gym for 45 minutes, and you can just make yourself stay in the gym for 45 minutes, maybe 5 days a week, if you don't have that much time in your calendar, fine, 3 days a week. If you can just stay in the gym for 3 days a week for 45 minutes, congratulations, now you're a gym goer. Keep making yourself stay in the gym for 45 minutes. I don't even give a fuck if you do any exercises. Just tell yourself, I will never break this streak. For the rest of my fucking life, I will go to the gym for 45 minutes, at least 3 times a week. If not, 5 is better, but 3 is fine. And what will happen is, at some point, you will just be standing in the gym doing nothing, and you'll be like, well, this is boring as fuck. Like, I may as well actually work out now that I'm here. And then you will want to start working out. Because what the fuck else are you going to do? Stand there with your dick in your hands for 45 minutes 3 times a week? No, that's boring as shit. And you will just start working out. Keep doing that. Keep building that habit up. Get a program. Pay a trainer. Pay a coach. And then eventually, at some point, you're like, hey, I'm a fucking gym goer. I go to the gym. What the fuck? By just putting yourself in that situation, taking action, in other words. Same thing with talking to girls, guys. What do I always say? Just go out there on the front lines. I don't even give a fuck if you talk to girls. Just walk around thinking about talking to girls. Do that every single day for 15 minutes. If you do that every day for 15 minutes, after a couple of weeks, you'll be like, well, this is fucking boring and gay. Why am I not talking to any women? Why am I walking around thinking about talking to women? And I've done this for like fucking 3 weeks at this point, a month, and I haven't even talked to a single woman. This is fucking boring. I may as well just say hello to one. You just walk up to one, you're like, hi, and then you run away because you're scared. You do that a couple more times, and then finally go, I like your shoes, and then you run away. You do that a few more times. Then you walk up to a woman and say, hey, you're really cute. Fuck, please don't assault me. And she goes, oh, thank you. That's really nice of you. And you're like, oh, okay, well, can I get your phone number? Like, you do that a few times. Hey, congratulations. Now you're hitting on women. So the point that I'm making here is take action. Don't sit there and wait for the motivation, especially in a rut. Don't sit there and say, I'm in a rut, therefore I'll wait till I'm not in the rut before I take action. No, take action while you're in the rut. It's the only thing that'll make it better. It's why people like, Jordan Peterson, in his book, 12 Rules for Life, he says, make your bed. Literally just make your bed. When you feel like you're in a rut, or you feel like, you're unmotivated, or maybe you're depressed, just make your fucking bed. Do that every single day. And then at some point you go, well, just making my bed is kind of boring. Maybe I should do a little more than just make my bed. Maybe I should make my bed and also clean my apartment. You do those two things. After a while, you're like, well, cleaning my apartment and making my bed is kind of boring now. Maybe I should also fucking, I don't know, make some friends. Maybe I should make one friend, because maybe that'd be cool. And then you make a fucking friend. And before you know it, like, you've built all this, like, these good habits, and you're now someone who takes action. But don't sit there in a rut and say, oh, I'm in a rut, therefore I can't do it. Take action every day, little bits of action, keep moving forwards, and just don't quit. So eventually that'll pull you out of your rut. Now, here's the part where I do my terrible fucking marketing. I have coaching. If you would like coaching, there's a link down below. And, like I said, you get access to all the guys in the group, all the guys that I've ever coached before and will ever coach. That's kind of a fucking sick deal. I really think I should, like, push that more, like, mention that more, because I think that's probably one of the best parts of the coaching program. And honestly, like, I had this conversation with one of my coaching clients who's just finished up, where I said, like, bro, I honestly think the best part of the coaching is not even me as a coach. It's the fact that, like, you get to network with all the other people. Like, I honestly think that's, because at the end of the day, like, even when you're in a rut, it's so much nicer having someone else to push you. And any of you, even if you don't sign up to coaching, any of you who are sort of struggling with self-improvement, maybe you're struggling with getting laid, maybe you're struggling with going to the gym, maybe you're struggling with losing weight, whatever it is, starting a business, get some sort of accountability. Honestly, get some sort of, like, tribe or friends or network, or just one person who gives a fuck about your goals and what you have to say and whether you're sad or happy, and they will push you. And you obviously push them. But yeah, I wouldn't be doing any of this shit alone. I'm going to do an interview with one of my previous coaching clients, a guy who's just finished up. That video will probably be out in a week, maybe. I'm going to sit down in the next couple of days and record that with him. And one thing we're going to really talk a lot about is, like, accountability partners and how important it is to have some sort of accountability. So yeah, don't do this shit alone. Coaching is there if you think you'd benefit from that. I would love to have you there. The other guys in the group would love to have you there. People like Amir, you get to talk to Amir. You get to be like, hey, Amir, how's it going in the Discord group, bro? So I'll leave a link in the description below to that. And as always, reminder, let me know if you guys think of a better, like, more suitable, it has to be suitable, intro to these videos. So all I'm talking about is switching out that little bit where I say, the best Tinder guide on the internet. What could go in there? What could go in there? The guy who has threesomes with his girlfriend, like, I don't know, something like cool. I don't know. The guy with the bald fucking head. There's something that's, like, unique to, I guess, our community, or maybe unique to me and what I'm doing, like, either of those. So it can be something that you guys think about our community. I'm happy to say that. Or it can be something about me. Jesus fucking Christ, I hate having a fucking cold. It can be something about me, but yeah, something to switch in that instead of, the best Tinder guide on the internet. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. As always, go out there and crush those goddamn fucking goals.